Now funding on Kickstarter a brand new set of Halloween mask pins, vintage style pins designed by me, Kneon. Check it out at halloween.ninja. That's halloween.ninja. So what is going on at Disney? It seems like if you're working at Pixar in particular and you put out a huge hit, you get laid off right after that hit comes out. This happened with Inside Out too, and they're laying more people off.
Well, I think I remember last time when this happened, people got gone, and then that meant they didn't get the residual bonuses they were supposed to get. So Toy Story 5 is going to probably hit $1 billion, and then all of a sudden there's another round of layoffs, and I have to wonder, are those people not going to get their bonuses like they did last time?
This is kind of crazy. This is what we talk about with corporate culture. Sometimes you can do the best job in the world. You can make your company all kinds of money and you still get punished for it because you're a line item. Your salary is a line item. And we're going to look at this. But this just dropped that Disney is laying off hundreds of staffers. Pixar getting hit particularly hard. I would think after the last time, they would be safe because they did lay a bunch of people off after Inside Out 2, which was wild. And Toy Story 5 is the biggest movie this year.
Yeah.
So what the hell? All right. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, we get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com for more Clownfish TV videos and podcasts you will not find anywhere else. And also go out to iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. Look for Clownfish TV podcasts. Subscribe to the audio version. And thank you very much for the support. And it looks like it's another daily dose of dismal Disney. This is crazy. Okay, so what's going on here? The wrap. Disney lays off hundreds of staffers. Pixar hit hard. The layoffs are expected to be the largest since 2024, and they just made like $1 kajillion off of Toy Story 5.
I think it's almost $1 billion. It hasn't quite hit $1 billion, I don't think, but it's headed for it.
Well, that's what a kajillion is. It's almost $1 billion, but not quite. That's the dicks.
I don't think it's
the dictionary.
You said that's the dicks.
That's the dicks. They're getting dicked over. I was gonna say that's the dictionary definition of the term, but they're getting dicked over at Pixar pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to do as well as Inside Out 2 did, but it's definitely going to probably hit $1 billion. And if I remember correctly, I remember people were upset because they did the layoffs right after Inside Out 2, or right before it came out, or whatever they did, it ended up screwing them over.
Yeah,
for the bonuses, and now this happened
because it made like $1.5 billion or something.
It's like $1.69 billion.
I think before it's all said and done, I've said this before, and I mean it could take a while, but I think Disney will consolidate their animation. I think they'll merge Disney Animation Studios with Pixar because then they don't have to pay for two buildings.
That's probably what's going to happen eventually. But right now, I think they're getting rid of people because they're going to replace them with AI. I mean, they're not going to say that's what they're doing.
They're not going to say that.
There'll be signs.
Well, just like the Avengers Doomsday trailer. I watched it again and I'm looking at the lighting and stuff and I'm like, oh, this looks like an AI fan film. I mean, maybe it's just poorly shot and the effects aren't finished, but there's a certain there's a certain quality to the film. It doesn't look like something you could film, I guess, is what I'm talking about. And it looks like they did just kind of paste the actors into AI. And they've said flat out they're going to lean more on AI because if you can make a movie for a fraction of the price and it's pure profit, and that's what it's all about, that's what they're going to do. Or they're like, oh, these people were very, very anti-AI and we're going to go all in on it. So let's just make a list of people who've been bitching about it on their socials. And yeah, they're the ones that are all getting laid off. Oh no, macroeconomic circumstances. Bye.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So the iconic Pixar ball has less air in it. A new round of layoffs hit Disney on Tuesday, impacting several hundred employees across corporate functions, ESPN, Disney Entertainment Television, and Disney Studios. A Disney spokesperson told The Wrap. The Emeryville, California-based animation studio is being hit the hardest, and that's the movie that made the most money this year. It's being hit the hardest in the company's studio business. On the DET side, National Geographic is expected to be the hardest hit, but like it's National Geographic. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about National Geographic?
That's why they're the hardest hit.
Yeah, right. These changes are part of our continual evaluation of how we manage resources and reinvest across the company as our industry continues to evolve, Disney said. They're looking at the long term and they're like, do we need this many people at Pixar? Because we know where we're going with things.
But then they got rid of a bunch of people at Pixar just a couple years ago too. So I mean, how many people are going to be left by the time they're done?
I don't know. They said this is expected to be the largest round of Pixar layoffs since the summer of 2024, after Inside Out 2 made $1.69 billion at the box office.
So it's the largest round of Pixar layoffs since the last large round of Pixar layoffs.
Wow. I'm telling you, I think before it's all said and done, they're going to merge Pixar and Disney Animation Studios, because it doesn't make sense to have two separate animation companies when you're both putting out Disney product, and Pixar product is basically Disney product.
And Pixar is called Disney Pixar now anyway, so.
Yeah, Pixar just becomes like a brand that you throw on some Disney movies, you know? I mean, that's what it is. The new rounds of layoffs come against the backdrop of Pixar's Toy Story 5 exploding at the box office. Yeah, it's almost $1 billion already. You get punished at Pixar. I swear to God, you get punished. If you do too good, they lay you off.
And
That's
for years,
insane.
the Pixar people were upset because all their stuff was going direct to Disney Plus as Disney Plus bait for subscription bait.
Yeah.
And now when they're back in the theaters and stuff, now they're just like, well, you know, you're all getting laid off. Good job. Thanks.
Yeah,
for the
good
money.
job,
Bye.
guys. Here's the pink slip. What was it they do in Severance? Was it the watermelon party?
I forget it was what it was, but yeah, they had a party. I was going to say a yellow boot to the ass, but you know.
Yeah. In 2024, the layoffs were blamed on the great streaming contraction as Disney Plus eased up on its demand for new animated product from Pixar. That made sense. The animation studio's inaugural long-form animated series, Win or Lose, would be burned off at the beginning of 2025. The second original series developed for Disney Plus was canceled and reworked as a feature. It's coming out in 2028. This round of layoffs is at least partially being blamed on the perceived underperformance of Hoppers.
There wasn't a perceived. It did not do
Okay,
great.
so I'm hearing, this is like Schrodinger's Hoppers then, because I'm hearing two things. One, it didn't do very well when it first came out, but then apparently the word of mouth was good. You went to go see it. You said it was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And that they're like, Hoppers is actually doing pretty good. I think what's going on is with Pixar is they're not going to give them a chance to make new stuff. They're going to be like, nope, you're just making Toy Story and Inside Out sequels from now until the end of time.
Pretty much. They said they were going to do like 2 sequels for every one new.
Yeah. The Pixar original film opened earlier this year. Okay, the Daniel Chong directed feature was a hit with critics and audiences, earning $389 million worldwide on a budget of $150 million. That's not terrible. By typical Hollywood accounting, that puts Hoppers slightly shy of break even, so it didn't break even. Oh,
I don't think it did. I think it lost money. I don't think it's. They're saying it lost by about at least $50 million. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're talking about because I think it lost money. Yes.
Hoppers came on the heels of Elio, which
was a night.
That was a huge money loser. An original film that had a troubled production history and carried a final production budget of around $200 million.
Production history because they kept changing stuff because they kept trying to insert agenda stuff into it, and that's what happened.
They said the idea is that to stay competitive in the marketplace, Pixar needs to be making movies, particularly original films, at more competitive prices. Oh, you union employees are too expensive, and also AI.
Here's the thing, though. They said about not doing bad, about Onward not doing great either. But the thing is about these movies, I can't explain it. You can look at these ones and know they aren't going to do well. Like when I saw Elio, I knew it was going to do suck. When I saw Hoppers, I knew it was going to lose money. When I saw Onward, I knew it was going to lose money. Like there's ones you could look at, like you look at Coco, like, oh, that one's going to make money. In Canto, oh, that one's going to make money. It's like you can look at it and you can tell. Like, I think these are going to do bad. And they did do bad. Like, I don't understand how this is a surprise to people. You kept greenlighting things that were not going to do well, you know, to a mass audience. It wasn't have mass appeal. And you keep doing this. And then you're like, what the fuck happened? It's like, well, maybe you can pick projects that don't suck.
Yeah. Among those impacted are, Reg Bordages, a legendary industry veteran who had stints at DreamWorks, Aardman, and Disney, and whose first credit was on Roger Rabbit. So this guy's been, they're going to look at you and be like, yeah, you're old. You cost too much. Goodbye. I think it's about AI. I think they're like,
I think
these
it's about
people
AI too.
aren't on board with the new plan, which is going to be, and they're already doing it. Disney, we didn't cover it in the video. They launched a new animated series on Disney Junior's YouTube channel, and it did really, really well. I think it's called Ozzy Fox.
It's literally an orange cat-like creature, as opposed to Bluey, which is a blue dog.
Yeah, so there we go.
Like
that's the difference
in every way.
But the studio that did it uses AI. They're open about using AI. I mean, they're not using AI for everything, but it is definitely part of the workflow. They will not tell people how much they're using it, and that's going to be the new normal.
They did it in like a record time,
5 weeks to put an episode out.
Yes, as opposed to what they've been spending.
5 months. They said it's 5 weeks versus 5 months, and the quality.
Time.
Yeah, and that's it on Skeleton Crew. They're able to churn these episodes out, and people are like, "Oh my god, guys, you're just churning out AI slop for kids." I'm like, well, if they're not watching that, they're watching other people's AI slop. I mean, it is what it is. I think that's what's going on there. Here's just my theory. My theory is they looked at Hoppers, they looked at Elio, they said, guys, we can take chances on movies, but we can't spend $200 million on a chance. We can spend maybe 50 on a chance, and we, if we work with AI tools or outsource or whatever, we can get these movies done faster, more efficiently. And they had a shit fit. And they said, well, fine, then we'll just fire you because you're not going to be on board with how we're doing things. If I had to guess, I'm going to say that's what happened, because you could do an Elio at $389 million if you spent half as much money on it, and you'd be fine. So that's what I think's going on. Yeah,
because they would still make some money. It's just that, or better yet, you could just pick things that actually people want to see. Like, I know to this day I can't understand how Strange World got done, especially if it's like a sci-fi type stuff like that. You can do fantasy, but sci-fi just does not seem to resonate with people at mass appeal. Elio, Strange World, that kind of stuff did not do well. And I just don't understand. Just pick things that aren't agenda filled, pick things that have mass appeal, and you'll be fine. Think everybody can relate to in some way. Everybody relates to playing with toys, Toy Story. Everybody related to losing family members, Coco. Those kind of things,
So they're talking about how they were, cutting at Marvel and stuff too. I'm like, well, I think they're going to be cutting at Marvel more. But they said, they have Gato, the cat movie, which
that's a copy of the other cat movie.
Looks like Flo. Yeah. That's coming out next year. I don't think that's going to be very big. Incredibles 3 is going to be huge. That comes out in 2028. That'll be $1 billion. That'll be $1 billion movie unless they completely drop the ball.
Well, don't underestimate that.
But Brad Bird's involved in it, so I think it'll be okay. I think they're going to try to make the movies cheaper. And I'm sure we'll have more come out, because last time they laid people off, it was like all the DEI hires were like, they just were trying to kill diversity at Disney Pixar. And they're probably looking at it and they're like, look, the only movies they're performing for us, unfortunately, are the sequels. That's it.
That's why they're doing 2-to-1.
Yeah, like I said, they'll take chances, but they're going to be like, we're going to use AI tools. If you have a problem with that, get the hell out.
But eventually, I think that's going to end up like, even the ones that are doing well with the sequels, eventually people are just going to get over it. There's going to be like, you know what? No.
Well, if Disney can do it on a shoestring, so can random animators. Mm-hmm. And that's what. So then Disney will have to compete with people doing more internet animation, because if you're willing to use those tools and you get over this whole, AI is cheating and it's theft and whatever. I'm like, at this point, I think if you're going to work for any of these studios, you're not going to have a choice. Like, you're going to have to get with the program or get the fuck out. And that's what I think. That's my gut feeling on what is going on here. But we know Elio was a huge failure, and we know that Hoppers, was debatable if it even broke even. But this is where Disney is at. It's like they have one big hit, but then they'll have like 2 or 3 flops that eat the profit of the big hit. So it's like you're losing money. It's just you're breaking even. What's the point? Yeah, 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to have to use AI, because it's just the way it's going to have to be. But yeah, these layoffs. I mean, They had some earlier this year, but I don't think anybody's expecting this big amount of layoffs all of a sudden. So
No.
it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
All right, so we got to wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Now funding on Kickstarter, a brand new set of Halloween mask pins, vintage style pins designed by me, Kneon. Check it out at halloween.ninja. That's halloween.ninja.